Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're going to delve into another 3 to 4 money making methods for you guys. High level, low level, medium level, and also some free to play ones as well, just to make you guys a little bit more GP in your Runescape time. Now, if you are enjoying the videos lately, please make sure to keep hitting that subscription button. Please like the video and please drop some comments on the video on some tips to make the methods better, or any suggestions for future content as well, as it really helps me out with this February subathon. So to get started, we're going to go and jump in nice and early. Now, this is able to be done in free to play, I'm pretty sure. This is going to be mining limestone. Now, to do limestone, you only need level 10 mining, so not a big requirement. The only thing where I think it could be a little bit annoying if you were a free to play player is that the location of banks is quite out of the way. Now, to get there, the best teleport is to go to Fort Grimfrey and then run east towards Canifis. You can also teleport to Canifis as well and use the agility shortcut to go through the church up there and run over to here. It's basically where the Rag and Bone Man is, and opposite the Broken Home quest starts as well. So this is where the limestone quarry is. This is the limestone rock. Only level 10 to do it, and it isn't too bad either. Now, in terms of doing this for a method, there are a couple of things you can do. You can go and bring porters. You can go and bring magic note paper, although that's going to really hinder your profit. Or you can just run back to the bank if you wanted to. But this is a good way to go and make some GP. Even if you only do a couple of inventories, it's going to give you some starter cash to get done anyway. Now, because limestone is such a low level, it's going to be done very quick and you'll mine the limestone very quick. The only slight annoying thing is that with limestone, because it's not an actual ore, you can't use a stone spirit, so it can't actually be a full AFK. You have to work with your stamina bar, but especially if you are a higher level mining or you've got a better grade pickaxe, you should be able to mine a couple of the limestones before that needs to happen. Now, with limestones, there's two things you can do with it. You can sell it as the standard limestone, which you have here, which you've just freshly mined. This is going to be a price of 1.4k. Now, if you wanted to, you can then also craft this limestone. So you have a couple of choices of how you want to craft it. You could craft it just simply at the bank, standing at the bank and selling it for that. Or you could also use the stone cutter in Fort Grimfrey if you wanted to. Again, the XP is not amazing, but again, it's a very low level sort of method. 10 mining and a very low crafting level to be able to do it. So it is decent. It will make you some GP. Again, because of locations and banks and where you can go and sort of like put your materials, it's a bit tricky to say this is an absolute great method to do because note paper now is also very expensive. It's like 800 GP each. So at that point, I really wouldn't recommend doing it unless you've got a way to bank it. But it can be a solid way for at least a couple of inventories to run back and forward to the bank and make some pretty decent cash with that as well. Now, opposite here, you do have the bank deposit box, which I've only just realized in this very moment. So you can use this to go and bank all of your limestones and you can run back and forward. So this could actually be a really good way to go and train your mining compared to doing something like iron. This could be a really good way to just run back and forward to the deposit box and then just keep mining the limestone from there. So maybe it isn't as bad as what I thought. You only need level 12 crafting also to make limestone bricks, but you can make a lot of profit. That limestone brick price currently is just under 1700 coins. So by cutting it, you're going to make another 300 GP, which is very, very nice. Now, in the theme of low level mining, let's go over to Bertholt because something else kind of in a similar boat to this. Very good GP at the minute, a little bit of annoying to go in bank, but you can always sort of run to the Bertholt chest. We're going to look at uncommon gems. Now, uncommon gems are so expensive at the minute. I've mentioned it a couple of times. They're more expensive than your sapphires, emeralds, rubies, and diamonds. And definitely a method at the minute where it's worthwhile you guys going to mine these, even if you're a higher level mining. Now, to unlock all of these, opal is the first one you're going to unlock at level 1. Not really as valuable as what you might think. The ones you kind of want to aim for are going to be jade and red topaz. So level 16 mining means that you have these fully unlocked and you have the ability to go mine them. If you're slightly higher in mining, it just means you're going to get more before having to re-click the rock for your stamina. And it just means that you've got a better chance of mining quite quickly anyway. So to find these uncommon rocks, they are just here in the corner, the common gem rock. And very similar to how you do the spot in enquiries, you just simply sit here and do this. Now, I don't believe these gems go into a gem bag, which is why it's a little bit more annoying. But when you see the kind of prices you're going to get for some of these gems, you'll realize that this could be very profitable at such a low level mining. Now, the one which is the highest price is going to be the jade, but the red topaz is still a couple of K as well and can definitely add up over time in terms of profit that it can make. Now, you've just seen me do this for a couple of seconds. If we're going to very quickly check the price of all of these, the opals aren't really worth too much. But when you see the jade, they can rack up a lot of profit very, very quickly. Now, these uncut lapis lazuli gems aren't really worth anything, so just drop them because, again, you can't sell them. They're pretty much an untradeable random thing as well. But a very good method this, just to tie into early level mining. You don't always have to go and do iron. Those gems are a very, very high price. Sorry, I'm dropping them because I just don't want to take up the bank space and end up having to drop them a little bit later on. But decent method. 2 decent early level mining methods, which are very different to the norm. Again, people understandably will just go to the different tiers of ores and just work their way up. Those are 2 very different, very niche methods which can sort of net you a lot more cash because they're a little bit different, and volumes on the Grand Exchange can sometimes be a bit low and you'll make some more profit with it. Now, talking about mining, our third method is actually going to be mining as well. So we're going to look at a free-to-play one, which can be very, very good. We're going to look at rune ore. Now, rune ore is still, to this day, a very good price. Same with lumite. Same with lumite. Lumite is also very good, but we're going to focus on rune ore. Now, I'm going to do this in the mining guild, but doing rune ore on non-members can actually make you like 1.4 mil per hour. Because we can do it on a members world, we can also use something called a perfect juju mining potion. And this will basically mean that every time we use a stone spirit, our stamina bar resets. Now, you can't use the juju potion in non-members. So non-members will always either be more intensive or you'll make less GP because, again, your stamina bar won't reset. But if you're someone of 50 mining and you want a full 15-minute AFK money making method, rune ore is very, very good. And it's not just rune ore, which this kind of works for any tier of mining. In members, if you team a stone spirit up with a juju mining potion, it will be a full 15-minute AFK. So if you're looking for something to train fully AFK for your account, mining can be one of those methods, along with smithing and along with archaeology to a point as well, where you can do it as well. Now, as you can see with the rune, we get it relatively quick, and because we've mined another piece of ore, you've just seen the stamina bar reset. And that is pretty much what is going to happen with this method. We're just going to simply re-get it, and with using an ore box, we can just fill the ore box and then run over to the artisan's workshop, deposit the ore, and then that basically means you don't have to run to a bank. You can simply just deposit in the artisan's workshop. Now, in terms of the price at the minute, the rune ore is pretty decent. That's going to come in a price at 2.9k each, and you will rack up a lot of rune ore per hour as well. Now, with members, I would say that rune ore is roughly going to be 1.8 to 2.2 mil per hour, which when you think about it, that being a way to train as well as make a pretty decent profit really is very, very good. Obviously, with non-members, you're going to make less, but it's something you can do non-members, and it's one of the better money-making methods as well. And when I mentioned about the Artisan's Workshop, literally to go there, all you need to do is run up. You can use things like porters if you wanted to, or magic notepaper, but you can do this method for free, and it's just going to make you some more profit from it as well. So what you would do is go and fill your ore box. Your ore box can contain 100, 200, depends what tier you've got up to. But because I've got primal, it can hold a decent amount. Fill your ore box and literally run over to the Artisan Workshop here. Right click on the furnace, and then if you deposit all into the metal bank, that is basically going to be your nice quick bank, and it empties your ore box. And you can simply go and continue from there. So that is number 3. So the fourth one for this video is going to be one which is tried and tested, has worked through multiple accounts, and is also a nice little free-to-play money-making method as well, using crafting. So level 27 is what you're going to need to do this method, and level 27 really isn't a big level. If you want level 27 and you want to try this money making method out, what I'd recommend, probably do something like 2,000 flax. You'd make probably about 1.5 mil from that, which you can go and use to invest in doing emerald necklaces. Now, emeralds are still very, very cheap. A lot of the gems are very cheap at the minute in the game, apart from those common gems which we had a look at. And currently, the emeralds decided they don't want to be bought, so that is very expensive for an emerald. So let's go and test the margin really quick. 909 GP there. What is the instant sell going to be? And again, this is why we do margins. This is why we check things, because we would have saved ourselves 500 GP from doing that as well. We need to check a gold bar price and see what that's going to come in at. That's going to come in at 2,000 coins. Still very cheap in my opinion, gold bars. Just being over 2,000 coins, but they've actually bought for less than that, so that's bought under 2,000 as well. And then finally, the emerald necklace. So let's see what works here. And again, different tier necklaces can also be profitable. The diamond one as well at the minute is very, very good in terms of cash, and also going to be some better crafting XP. So that's bought for 4.2k, which is pretty nice. It's reasonable. It is under mid, but again, these kind of items, because people use the necklace for porters, do sell quite consistently. And the margin, yes, it's a little big, but it's still quite consistent. Now, if we were going to work off even the top price, so let's just say it's going to cost us 2.9k, you're going to make 1,300 GP for training your crafting as well, which is really nice. But if we worked on what price we should really do it for, you're going to be making roughly about 1,800 coins per go, which is really nice. And to do this, you want to put your gold bars into the furnace bank, go to the furnace bank with a full invoke of emeralds, and then just use the bars in the furnace bank to then create your necklaces. Makes it a lot more AFK, makes it a lot better to go and do as well. However, that is 4 methods. We managed to crack that out in a relatively good time. Most of those are free to play, but they're definitely going to be more beneficial in members, especially for just using banks. That's going to be the big thing really. And also for the mining method, the rune method, the Juju Potion really is going to make it fully AFK for you guys to both train your mining level and also make a lot of cash with it as well. However, that is going to wrap up another money making video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to pump out the videos for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.